Hello, hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight, tomorrow, this evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you may be, at the risk of sounding like a certain New Yorker? We are not here to talk
This
about him
evening,
today,
afternoon,
though.
morning.
So, we are here to, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's something that me personally, I've struggled with most of my life in different forms. Maybe not actually, probably not as bad as a lot of other people, but nonetheless, I've been there, and I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. And right now, we do have a guest that is going to come on and share a little bit. So I do want to say though, and I put this in my description, that this is a serious conversation. There will be no judgment. There will be no trolling. You will be booted if that is the case. That is your fair warning. So, with that, let's welcome in Mr. Rob Parks. Come on in.
Howdy.
Hey, Rob, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Good. I'm a little nervous about this one because this is a sensitive subject, and
Oh, I know. And yeah, I'm a bit nervous myself because I've chosen to not be anonymous in my dealings with the internet. My name is Rob Parks. People can Google me if they want. So I feel that for myself, it helps with. I feel anonymity allows people to act out in ways that are wholly inappropriate. It allows them to pull off scams, deceptions, and just generally be a horrible person without any sort of responsibility. So I've chosen not to do it. So yeah,
I'm right there with you. I most people have seen me, it, as Frank Palmer. That's my personal name. I've never been shy about that either. I'll put that out there right now. You can look me up and dig up whatever you want on me. I've never tried to hide who I am or what I am from anybody. So I respect you for that. Um,
same.
so, what kind of issues have you dealt with personally?
So I have um, I have dealt with depression and anxiety pretty much my entire life. Uh, Possibly even before puberty, but my first hospitalization was when I was 13, ninth grade, yeah, thereabouts. Um, and so, yeah, I've been dealing with that for some like 30 years now. I've had multiple hospitalizations. I've tried to kill myself 3 times. Um, I've been on pretty much any drug you can name. Um, uh, so yeah, I've seen a bit when it comes to mental health and mental health in this country. So
Wow, it's always so um, it's always so um, compelling to me to hear these kinds of stories from other people because uh, you know it it's amazing how relatable we all are when it all comes down to it. Because the same with me all my life. I've dealt with depression and anxiety. Right now, my anxiety is through the roof. But it's
yeah, I don't even know how many people folks are watching with it right now.
well, right now we have 2 viewers. I am expecting another guest, but I don't know what
I
type
was
of.
wondering where the Limey was.
Yeah, man,
Feel odd calling him
where
Limey.
you at?
Uh,
Come on, Adam, where you at, man?
Adam,
Get it.
there we go.
But yeah, I've always struggled with that. I got bullied a lot in school, and I all the way up until high school when I finally decided to stick up for myself, and from there on out, it wasn't bad until I had kids. And that's when I start doubting myself, and that's when I start doing messed up stuff, and then it's, "Man, why'd you do that? You could have possibly, you know, not physically hurt somebody, but, emotionally hurt somebody." And, thinking about that today, that my kids are grown, um, that's even, I think about it all the time.
Yeah, I applaud you for having kids. I made the decision a long time ago that I would not have children, because uh, I didn't trust myself to be a responsible parent. I didn't trust myself enough to one. I didn't want to pass my genes on to anybody, inflict them on anybody else. But I also didn't want to. I didn't trust myself to be a good enough father not to severely damage them in some way.
That is terrifying, I I recently just lost my father, and we didn't really become close till way later in life, but, that's something I can totally relate with is, am I gonna be able to do it right too, you know? It's so and yeah, that's tricky, and I'm super proud that I have 4 very smart, intelligent, open-minded kids.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, condolences on your father's loss. I lost both my parents. My father I lost in '06, and my mother around 10 years later.
I'm sorry.
Um, I I guess you could say I hit the trifecta. I'm a survivor of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. When it comes to my parents,
Mm.
that was more emotional than physical. But uh, I've come to terms with my father's role in all that, because that's a long story in upon itself. But my mother, not so much. I really. Oh, I'm hearing feedback.
Is that me?
Is that me or you?
That might have been me. I might have got a little too close here. Let me move that.
I was just saying that with my mom. Yeah, I have reconciled my what she did. So yeah, I'm glad she's dead. At this point, that is what I'm going to say. I may regret that at
Fair
some
enough,
point, or I might change that opinion at some point. But that's where it's
fair enough. Yeah, a lot of my depression came along, I wasn't close with my father as a young boy. I was close with his father, and I was named after him. So and he
at.
unexpectedly just passed away when I was 9 years old,
Oh shit.
and that just destroyed me. I mean, to this day, I'm not even sure if I'm over that. Excuse me. But, man, yeah, it's it's especially with depression and gosh, I know there's so many people that are going through so many worse things than that. And I'm hoping that some people will jump in the chat here and we can talk more about those other problems. But it's just it's really wild how your mind can take over your psyche like that and trick you into thinking one way or the other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You can't. A lot of folks will point to schizophrenia, and obviously there are hallucinations and so forth. And in that sense, if you're hallucinating, obviously you can't trust what your own mind is telling you. But um, in a very I won't want to say lesser, but a real sense, if you're depressed, you can't trust what your mind is telling you either. You're not hallucinating, but your opinions about yourself, your opinions about interactions with other people, they're all colored. They're all negatively colored to the point that you don't know what objective truth is anymore. And
That's very
so yeah, you for me, for myself, I should say for myself, I can't trust what objective truth is, and so yeah, I can't. I don't know where I was going to go with that. I can't trust my own opinions of what what is happening around me. So
fair enough.
that makes
Okay.
sense.
I think I see what you're saying there. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's mm, all
Yeah,
right.
I've seen a.
That awkward silence just got really bad there. But I was just trying to think of where to go with that because I mean, it is it is really weird how that works to where you know, you can be a totally sane person who, you know, like I said, this is a trophy environment, no judgment, but people who are schizophrenic or whatever, um, for a normal person to, or normal, I say normal like this, right? For a normal person to feel those kind of emotions and doubt themselves constantly and all that, you you think that's normal with people, or you think that's really um see okay, where I was going with that is I don't know if I b- trust depression medication because I've tried it myself and it did not do well for me, you know, and I seem to do better being coherent in the mind and then dealing with this stuff on the fly, I guess. I don't know. It's that I'd like to hear more of how you feel about that.
So medication is a tricky thing in the sense that um, so where to begin with that? It depends on the type of. So I will say this: the first medication I've had adverse reactions with medication. The first medication I was ever on was Prozac when I was 13, and it heightened my mood swings. It was something close to an unmitigated disaster. Not as bad as the adverse reaction I had to Geodon, which was close to a psychotic break. Um, that that was a one one shot. That was not. I quickly got that in the bud. But yeah. So in my experience, I have been on two general types of medication. There are your SSRIs or antidepressants like Zoloft, Paxil, so forth and so on. And then you have meds that are specifically tailored for bipolar, like lithium, Depakote, so forth and so on. You know, you also have some like antipsychotics, but that's another. I'll leave that alone for now. It really depends on what your depression symptoms are like. If you're bipolar, if you seriously undergo manic and depressive episodes, if you have a large spectrum of mood, then those bipolar meds may work out for you. For
Yeah.
myself, what I can say is those are the medications. Or if you ever hear about someone being zombified on on meds, those are the meds that I was zombified on. Like Depakote, just it evened me out, but it made me so that I really had no reaction one way or the other. Um, in
When I
terms
was about 13 years old, my mom had me depressed or had me rather um oh my goodness, I just forgot that word. Diagnosed, I'm sorry. Had me diagnosed with I don't even remember what it was now, but they had me on Cylert and Ritalin, ADHD. That's what it was.
ADHD, yeah.
So you know, not they didn't have me on them at the same time. The Ritalin zombified me, like what you were
Oh,
saying.
really?
Yeah, it did not work for me at all, and the Cylert it made me feel really sick, and yeah, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
What's actually I do kind of want to touch on the ADHD thing in a sec, but I will say with the just to kind of finish off what I was saying with the SSRIs, yeah, they help, but a lot of them have side effects, particularly sexual side effects that I really just don't care for, or and almost all of them have the lovely side effect of weight gain, great for someone who has poor self-esteem. Also, you can tack on poor body image as well. Um, but what I found with medication ultimately is medication can get me only so far. Medication has worked for me and is working for me to
Yeah,
the point that it keeps me from being bedridden. It keeps me from being just completely in that hole. And so lifts me to a level where I can then start doing cognitive work like therapy, uh, work basically just psychotherapy, going to therapeutic sessions, going through using techniques like that, and that's really what for someone like myself who has been undergoing such long-term depression. I can't speak to situational depression, but for long-term depression, that's really all I can expect from my meds. My meds are not going to cure me. My meds are not going to get me to a place where everything is fine. Um, but um, but yeah, not to not to keep talking or override, but just with the ADHD thing, I have also been diagnosed with ADHD, although I don't believe I actually have it. Because one of the problems that you have with these various diagnoses is that there is a certain vague subjectiveness to them. I've been diagnosed with ADHD. I've been diagnosed major depression. I have now been diagnosed persistent depression. I've been diagnosed, oddly enough, I've been diagnosed bipolar 2, which I believe means that I experience depression, but I do not experience mania, which to me is not bi, it's unipolar. That's entirely something else. Um, but the thing with one of the symptoms with ADHD is your inability to concentrate. I cannot, and this is something I still have a problem with now. I can't read for a very long time.
mm,
If I'm sitting down and I'm trying to read something, my mind just won't focus, won't allow me to. It's kind of like a kid jumping in a seat that wants to get out and play. They don't. I don't want to be doing this.
sure.
Uh, and so the concentration, and so whenever I would talk to people, when I would talk to certain psychiatrists, they'd be like, "Oh, you have attention deficit disorder." I'm like, okay. But when I talk to other people, they're like, "No, that maybe is just a symptom of your depression. Your depression may be causing your concentration to lag." And so
Huh.
I've been on Ritalin and excuse me, I've been on Adderall and Adderall XL, and those helped. I have to say that I liked being on those medications, but overall, I don't know if I actually need them because I've been in situations where I've had a certain combo of drugs that worked, and I did not have concentration issues. So, which is one of the reasons why I do not believe that I truly have ADHD and that my ADHD-like symptoms are more depression-related than they are um, ADHD-related. So,
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's so fascinating. That's why I wanted to do this because I don't really know a lot about I know that I've struggled with depression and anxiety and doubting myself and stuff like that. But I've never really gotten to get too educated on it because after the whole thing at 13 years old, I was afraid to see doctors after that.
oh,
So
I get you.
I you know, I'm not that educated on all that side, so that's why I wanted to do this. I really wanted to learn more about it, and this is Awareness Month, so I wanted to make myself more aware, and so especially if I want to be, I don't want to be out here doing what I do and say something stupid that offends somebody that I didn't mean to say.
Yeah.
So I'm here to learn, and I really hope some more people show up before you have to take off. Um,
Yeah, just for the folks in the audience who are there. Yeah, ironically enough, I have to leave in about 45 minutes because I have group therapy that I need to get to. But yeah, yeah, I could go off on mental health and the status of mental health in this country for hours and hours. I guess you could say that I've been educated with it, as you could probably guess from books behind me. I like to read what I can, so like I said, I've been in therapy for years, off and on. I've obviously been, as I said, hospitalized. My longest hospitalization was 3 months inpatient. Um, that wasn't as bad as the media might actually have you depiction, but that's a completely different story. Um, so I've learned quite a bit, particularly about depression and anxiety. I have met folks who who deal with bipolar, who go through full blown manic attacks, which is just unreal to experience. I mean, even one, I've seen someone go through one, and I cannot imagine what's going inside their head when that's happening to them. I've One of my roommates was schizophrenic, and and he had uh, the tragedy of, this is all inside of his head, all of it. Inside his head, he had the love of his life. Inside his head, he killed the love of his life because Satan, who was also inside his head, told him to do it. And now he is nightly, as I learned, uh, sees Satan, who taunts him about the fact that he killed his the love of his life. Again,
And this
all of
still
that is
happens
inside
to
his
this
own
day?
head. Hmm?
This still happens to this day?
I haven't kept up with that,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
up until when I was in the hospital with him, it was he was in his
Oh,
mid 20s, maybe late 20s, and that had been going on for years. So um, hopefully he's found medication that works for him. But we talk about mental health, and my problems, or one of my issues, is that we never talk about physical health. We never lump people who have cancer in with people who have diabetes. So, the whole idea of mental health awareness actually kind of riles me a little bit, because someone who has schizophrenia,
hmm.
nowhere even close to me, and someone who has schizophrenia is nowhere. I'm nowhere no close to them. Like, we have two different diseases, and they manifest in two very, very different ways that aren't really related. So the fact that we're all lumped in together, really bothers me.
That makes sense.
So
That makes sense, and that's a fair play. You know, and, you've been hanging around a lot lately. I've seen you in a lot of chats and stuff. You know about this whole Matt Powell Columbine situation.
oh,
Uh,
good.
we are not gonna talk about Matt Powell or Kent Hovind. What I wanna know is, now that I see that you are so educated on this mental health, issue, is I wanna know, what do you think was wrong with those boys? Do you think Creaky's assessment was more accurate, or
Um,
do you think they had other issues?
can you remind me of what Creaky had to say?
So I believe he said that Klebold was more hurting on the inside and wanted to hurt people, and that Harris was, um, he was hurting on. Oh, I had that backwards.
Yeah,
Klebold was, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay.
One of them,
One of
I
them was
remember
being,
now. One of them was basically self-destructive. The other one was a sociopath.
yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's that. I remember him stating
Yeah,
that.
the one kid was getting bullied a lot by other kids, and he was hurting on the inside because of that, and the other one, he was just angry at society altogether and wanted to hurt people. So, and I just wanna know if you think that's a fair assessment.
I don't know. I know I know a bit about the Columbine incident, um, but I really haven't looked into the two individuals themselves, and I try very hard not
It's fascinating to me.
to diagnose to other people. But if what they did was true, I don't know. I these folks, from my understanding, is that almost all of the people they killed were close range and with shotguns. Um, to see the and my mind goes to, okay, I go to this first person, I hold a gun to them, and maybe I ask them if they believe in God, maybe I don't,
Right.
but I shoot them point blank. What that must have done to that body, and to witness what has done to that body, and then have the emotional and mental fortitude to move on to someone else
And do
and
it
do
again.
it again.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a mental health issue. They're just evil. Like, I don't know.
That's where I was going with that whole thing is I think that those other 2 guys that we're not gonna talk about are just as evil, you know?
I'm sorry. What was the last part of that?
Those other 2 guys that we're not gonna talk about, Matt Powell and, Kent,
Mm-hmm.
though I think those guys may even be on that level of evil as well with be they just I'm an atheist who's married to a Christian woman, and I don't know the Bible all that great and everything, but, even she says all they do is spew hate speech, and anything that they say is wrong. So it just astonishes me that he's getting away with what he's doing, and more importantly, what is he doing to the families of the victims, to Klebold Harris's mom and dad, Isaiah Shoals that he brought up. I mean what he said about Isaiah Shoals in that video was it it made me sick, and I've really felt bad for his mother, especially lately. So I've been thinking about that a lot.
Yeah, with those two gentlemen, I don't. I don't know if they're evil or not. What I can tell you is that I place them in the same category as I place QAnon believers. The people who believe that the Parkland shooting was faked, that these folks are crisis actors, in the sense that the similarity is that they're using a just an abominable tragedy or to promote their own point of view. They don't. They could care less about what they are actually using as. They could care less about the folks at Columbine. They could care less about the folks at Parkland. They don't care about anyone outside of the message that they're trying to promote, and in so doing, raise their own self-interest. I think that folks like Hovind and Matt Powell are extremely self-interested, and they are using, in those two gentlemen's cases, they're using religion as a way to make themselves feel more important and make themselves feel better than everyone else. Um, and I find that with right now, I would say I'm best described as agnostic. I have been a man of faith for most of my life. Hi, Tiny Captain. So I know what it is to have faith, and I have research. I was Catholic for 7 years, so, and I know the Bible fairly well, and I think I know what Jesus would have wanted. But uh, people use faith to do horrible things. Um, People use faith to justify atrocities. But I do not believe that it is the faith that caused them to do the atrocities. In the same way that I do not believe that those two kids who shot those folks at Columbine were motivated by atheism or lack of faith.
Yeah.
I don't believe that Hovind and Powell are motivated by faith. They're motivated by self interest. They have a goal, and they are going to use whatever stick or flag or whatever to achieve that goal. And uh, you know, I don't like the practice. I don't condone the practice. Obviously, the kids in Columbine, what they did was unspeakable. Whereas when Hovind and Powell, they are, as far as I know, not guilty of such evil acts.
Right.
But
Right.
but yeah, they're all motivated by their own self interest, and they
Yeah.
can call it whatever they want. They can cloak it in whatever crap they want to do.
Well, that comes to another problem of, narcissism. And that's these two guys' biggest problem is their narcissism and thinking that they know it all and they got it figured out and they have nothing left to learn. And Kent was actually on a show that he did where he bragged about how he wastes his UTVs that he gets from donations from his church members. He just goes and crashes them around and just blows through money buying UTVs, and he did this on a live show, and it's just like, man, what are you doing? And that's another big problem, and that's something that I know a little bit about. I've dealt with a lot of narcissistic people, and I think those are probably the hardest type of people to get along with. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and well, one thing that I will say with this, and again, it's a kind of a danger that I think folks have. Demon was talking about this on his stream, I think with Adam, um, in that folks will throw around diagnoses um, a little too liberally, and so uh, I would caution to because narcissistic personality disorder is a problem, and but I don't want to claim that either of these two folks or any of these folks are actually narcissistic.
Yeah,
Or
I just want to
actually
say that
suffer
that's
from
how it
that.
seems from me looking at it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
like,
no, I get it, and I think of from a conspiratorial point of view. You have those two. You have folks like what's the Sleeping Warrior. I can't think of it. Riley.
oh man,
You have these folks who have just a huge ego, um, or a huge estimation of their own what they've accomplished. That is in no way reflective of humanity or of reality. I it really you asked me how I felt about dealing with them. It really depends on what their purpose is. Anthony Riley, I would love to sit down and have a beer with him. I really would. I disagree with pretty much everything he has to say, but I think genuinely he's probably a good guy. I don't know, but I would love to find out. With Ken Hovind and Matt Powell, no, these folks are preaching hate. They are coming from a hateful point of view, and unfortunately, from sort of a science educator or my point of view, a science educator point of view, I don't know how to combat that. In the sense that I find them to be, what I will say is that I will find people with such inflated egos. I don't know whether or not they can be convinced of anything unless you can convince them that they were the ones who came up with the idea. I don't know whether or not you can actually get them to change their point of view. And in that sense, yes, they are exceedingly annoying.
yeah, I'll agree with that. It's
So this episode brought to you by Chipotle. Sorry.
monster. No, um, no, we got nobody going in the chat yet. So, but yeah, here's there it goes again. Keeps doing that. Um, yeah, I was really hoping that more people would show up and give give us a broader spectrum to talk about. Um,
Yeah, I really wanted to. I know that I I don't think Jesse was ever on the radar for this, but one of the things I would really love to have a conversation with Jesse, because she identifies as having borderline personality disorder, which I have been diagnosed with once, but I see a lot of that in me.
I've
And
heard her say that, and she's actually the one who gave me the idea. I was on a show with her last night, and she's the one who
oh
gave
yeah,
me this idea. It just in a random comment she made, and it gave me the idea to do this show tonight. Um, so shout out Jesse 10 2. Carry on.
yes, Jesse 10-2, part of your legion. Um, and yeah, she mentioned the way, I think it was on that stream that night. She was talking about having to take the positive of things and having to look at the positives of having this illness. And one of the one of the symptoms, I guess, of having BPD is you feel everything. It's like, for me anyway, it's as if my emotions are an open nerve. Um, and the way she was describing it is that she would feel things. She feels joy more than other folks do. She feels happiness more than other folks do, and I can empathize with that, because I also, when things are bad, when I'm most symptomatic, I can just go just to laughing my head off, just on the slightest kind of stimulus. Like, you tell me even just a dumb dad joke, and I will just go to the moon with it. But on the other hand,
That's
Sarah
fascinating.
McLachlan, when the commercials with the dogs comes on, I go through a box of Kleenex. Like, it's just
Yeah,
um, it's the opposite. It's the flip side of that. So I
yeah,
really would like to have talked with. I would really like to talk with her about her experiences with BPD.
yeah,
If they're
yeah,
anything like mine.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she's doing very well for herself, and I wish her the best in the
Hmm.
future. Yeah, wow. It's just, you know, I said I wanted to keep this organic. We probably should have set up some more talking points ahead of time, and made it a little more compelling for the audience, the
Well,
2 we have. But, I really just kind of wanted to I just wanted to say that I do think it's important that this gets recognized and people do talk about it and it's thought about because more and more and more we're seeing people who are not willing to care about other people in the sense of not wanting to wear masks or not wanting to quarantine when they're supposed to or just whatever it may be. Texting and driving, not wearing a seatbelt, just whatever, just people not thinking about others in general. And uh, that's that was my whole point here is to just it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so I wanted to get aware. So
I
I,
understand.
I think you've done that for me, and um, I hate to make this such a short stream, but I feel like we've kind of run out of topics.
Well, you're talking to the Rob. The Rob is opinionated on pretty much everything. Uh, I only have about 20 minutes left, but the one thing I will kind of say, or the one thing that kind of pops in my mind is, um, there was a stream on the plot hole. Shout out to the plot hole,
Johnny O.
between Johnny O, and there was a debate between JL and Fohammer, which apparently Fohammer won. That's kind of an inside take on JL. But anyway, the debate was about gun control, and
Mm,
so and obviously mental health was brought into it. The problem that I have with bringing mental health into the gun control issue, um, there are actually a couple of them. One goes to the point that, again, you're lumping everyone who has a mental illness into a single category. And again, someone who's schizophrenic is nowhere close to but it experiences life in a way nowhere even close to the way someone who deals with depression on a daily basis deal experiences life. So in that sense, I think it's just wholly irresponsible to do that. The other thing is the other issues, or the other issue I see surrounding that is that the the gun control, or the when people talk about mental illness, they talk about, okay, we need to keep the guns out of the mental people with mental illness because they might take them and kill people. They might go out and shoot up 50 people. You got to keep the guns out of the hands of the crazies. What kills me with that is that a person is far more likely to kill themselves than they are anyone else with a gun.
You're not the only person I've heard say that recently too. And I always hate the what if scenario or it might scenario. You know, that Long March rocket from China might have landed on a populated area, but it didn't. You know, it's but I I think I kind of know which way Fohammer was going with that because I got the chance to talk to him last night as well,
Oh,
and
nice.
and I kind of agree that people I suppose it would depend on the degree of illness, right? You know, it
It depends on the type of the illness. It depends on how much that person suffers. So, for instance, there in technical terms, I suffer from suicidal ideology or ideation every day. I have never had homicidal ideation. I have never wanted to harm someone else.
yeah,
And I can only speak to my own point of view. And I can't, and so I won't say that everyone who is depressed doesn't have homicidal ideation. But given the numbers, given the statistics, I think it is far more likely for someone with depression, for example, to kill themselves rather than to be a harm to anybody else. And that's what I want to see advocated. Is if you're going to talk about gun control, and if you're going to talk about passing laws to keep guns out of the hands of the mentally ill, do so because you actually give a shit about people killing themselves, not
well,
because you're afraid they'll go off and shoot 50 people in Las Vegas. It's you're talking about kind of wrapping it back around.
perspective I've never heard before is you know, uh, yeah, that's yeah. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, oh hi, it's me, Mario. Um, you know, it goes back kind of to what you were saying with people being assholes to each other. It's that this mental health debate when guns isn't doesn't seem to me to be coming from a place of caring. It For me, it seems like it's coming from a place of I don't want to get shot, so the crazies can't have guns, as opposed to hey, people who are in pain are killing themselves by the tens of thousands a year with guns. Maybe, just maybe, we should pay attention to that and actually do something about it.
Hmm.
That's never a part of the gun control debate in terms
Huh.
of mental health, or at least I've never.
I've always been a weapon owner, but I I don't know. That's a touchy subject. It was brought up in the very first stream I did. Was what? Let's talk about gun control. And my son.
Nice safe subject.
Yeah, maybe not right now. But I totally agree with some of what you were saying there. I,
I want to
me
clarify.
always being,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, me always being a weapon owner and suffering from depression at times. I don't think just because I get depressed that I shouldn't be allowed to own a weapon. So that's kind of where I was going with what do you think of, maybe there should be a level of severity of the disease that like maybe a cutoff point or um you see where I'm going?
Yeah. I definitely see where you're going with that because I do not own a weapon because I owned weapons at one point and it nearly killed me. Um, and so I made the active choice from to no longer have weapons, no longer have access to guns. Um, when it comes to gun control, I don't. I am really agnostic. Um, I don't. I don't believe that. I think the Second Amendment was exceedingly poorly written. I think that um, I have issues with it from a philosophical point of view. But that being said, it is the Second Amendment. And the problem I have in terms of gun control is I need to see data. I need to see if you're going to advocate to limit someone's access to a firearm, then I need to see that that limitation is actually going to solve a problem. If you're going to limit a gun because, hey, this guy has a bump stock and he killed 50 people with it, oh, well, then obviously bump stocks are bad and we need to ban all of those.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
A, you haven't proven to me that the bump stock was relevant to killing 50 people. And B, you haven't proven to me that having that banning bump stocks is going to prevent 50 more mass shootings. Until that side of the debate can prove to me through statistics or through studies that a certain law will actually be effective, I'm not going to support it. On the other hand, do I buy the arguments of hey, I need to have a weapon because of self protection? No, I don't. I don't buy those arguments. I don't buy the argument of I need a weapon because the evil government is going to come and take away my rights. I don't believe that either. I mean, if you like guns and you want to have a gun, great. Just say I have a gun. I like having a gun, and I'm responsible. That's that's awesome. I wish I could have a gun because I loved shooting. I loved target shooting. But it is what it is. But kind of going back to your point, yes, in terms of of laws restricting access to weapons for the mentally ill, yes, I would be highly in favor of folks having to say get checked out or having to have a physician basically sign off by saying yes, this person is safe to own a weapon. You know,
Hmm.
if a psychiatrist, if people who own guns are willing to allow a psychiatrist to make that determination on their behalf, then yes, I am all for bringing that into the debate. So,
Yeah. I'm kind of on both sides of that. When on one hand, it's so easy to get a weapon in some states, and on the other hand, I do own a 45 1911 for personal protection. I live in an urban area, and I've had somebody try to break in my house in the middle of the night. So, um, that is the reason that I mean, that respectfully, that is the reason that we bought a weapon was for personal protection.
yeah, I do apologize. I didn't mean to be flippant
No,
about protecting
no
that
apologies
position.
necessary. This we're here to have a discussion, and it's okay if we don't agree on everything. That's okay.
I hear I hear you. And I guess from my perspective, the reason why I don't quite buy the protection argument is it's easy for me to say because I don't have a family. If I had kids, that would I think that equation that calculus would be a lot different. But I don't. So I don't feel as
Fair.
it's not as personal to me or relevant, I guess, to me.
Mm.
Because if someone wants to break into my house and steal my stuff, that's what they're going to
Easy
do.
stuff.
And I would not want them to do it, but obviously they want it more than I do.
Right.
So I can always buy another television.
Right. It's just stuff.
But Rob, I have a question. You choose not to have a gun, right? Yes, I choose not to have a weapon in my house. In my house, yes.
Thank you for the question, Mario. Yeah, around here, it's really it's kind of strange if you don't own a weapon. Honestly, and not everybody is, you know, and there's some kids that some of my kids know, and I see them on Instagram and they're showing their guns to everybody and that's so cool. That no, I'm not about that. I'm not about that shit at all. But I think if somebody wants to own a weapon, and I will agree that maybe the Second Amendment may have been poorly written for its time, in retrospect, and it maybe should be amended, but I don't think it should be changed.
Yeah, I am not. Well, aside from the practicality of it not being possible, um, I don't know whether or not it would be a good idea to repeal the Second Amendment, because I think prohibition demonstrated to us what happens when you prohibit something that a large portion of our population really wants. And I think if you were to somehow outlaw guns, you would actually be exacerbating the problem. You would have a large criminal network of gun runners and arms dealers, and you would have a sort of a prohibition era again.
It'd be Mad
So,
Max.
hmm?
It'd be Mad Max.
It would certainly not be it would not be a society that I really want to live in.
You know?
So, uh, you know,
Hmm.
I think that the folks that are on the side of limiting weapons really have not really don't understand what would potentially happen if they actually ban the gun, because they think, oh, if you take all the guns off the street. Now, I don't like the whole. I don't like the phrase. If you ban guns, only the bad people will have them. But my point of view is, again, like with prohibition and with drugs, if you make something illegal that people want, a large portion of the population of people want, you're going to breed crime. You're going to breed a criminal element which is harmful to society. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, I am not for banning weapons. I'm not for the complete prohibition of weapons. But on the other hand, I'm not I'm not on the faux hammer side of things, where I believe that anyone who has the ability can own a unclassified military weapon. For example, if you can afford an M1 Abram, M1 Arum, I don't believe you should be allowed to own a tank. But there again, it really comes down to, I don't have a very good logical argument to support that, other than just a gut feeling of, I don't want people owning tanks.
That that's fair, yeah, Tiny Tiny Captain had he has a comment, he says, "Where I live, we have strict gun owner rules, but still, it goes wrong sometimes. A mentally ill person has 2 licenses," I think he meant to say, "one for the weapon without ammo and one for ammo without a weapon." So they have to carry a license for ammo and a license for their weapon,
That's interesting.
isn't it? Yeah. I
I
didn't
have
know
never I've never heard of it.
I
I Okay. I
um,
kind of understand the logic behind how those laws may have come into place. I'm not saying I agree with them, but I think somebody was like, "All right, well, if you like guns, we'll let you have a gun. We just won't let you have a gun with bullets," which kind of defeats the point of having a gun.
yeah, and
But
you just got a bunch of people pistol whipping each other.
yeah, I just people don't like guns. People can appreciate the aesthetics of a weapon, but that's not why they like them. Or want to have them. So that's you're right. I would say that is legislation gone wrong.
Oh, I think, Tiny Captain says he was talking about a specific person, I believe. He says he shouldn't have had either of them, and it ended up with a
Oh,
mall. Uh, I'm not sure what he's referring to there. I'll have to do some research on that.
yeah, I don't know about that either. But I believe I'm certain of, given the number of mass shooters out there, I am certain that there has been someone who has been diagnosed with mental illness, was given a license to carry a firearm, and then they committed some kind of atrocity.
I mean, the people, just the people I hate to, gosh, I hate to bring this up because this is so touchy too. But the people who stormed the state house, just imagine if every one of those were carrying an AR-15, and some of
Yeah,
them, and
exactly. Yes.
and that's, ooh, I mean, that's a lot of people coming at a government facility, you know, like, ooh, even even responsible gun owners know you shouldn't act like that. That was extremist nonsense, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the when folks make the argument that they need to have a weapon because the government is going to come and do something horrible to them. That for me is somewhat of a red flag in that I'm sure that the folks that stormed the Capitol, a lot of them have that feeling, and if they did have weapons, that could have gone horribly wrong. On just it could have gone to a level that we really do not want to have.
Yeah,
So,
and
um,
I think a couple years before that, there was somebody who actually made it inside the White House, right? Like somebody got into the White House, past a couple of guards, and I I believe I could be
maybe,
wrong about
maybe,
that. I think that's true, and that would true. I mean, they would have killed President Obama that day if had they
yeah.
had a weapon, or maybe that's what they were trying to do. Who knows? Like I said, maybe I'm making that whole story up, but
No, it's it. Maybe it's the Mandela effect, but it seems I remember I believe I've heard something very similar where someone gained access into the White House they shouldn't have had access to.
yeah, that's wild.
But I need to head out for a second. But I will say, just kind of as a closing statement, I do support your idea of, or the idea of having, um, if you are going to have some sort of limitation based on mental health, then yes, I do believe that because there are severities, different levels of severities. This is not a binary equation.
Mm,
There are, if you can be evaluated by a psychologist and be assessed to be safe to yourself and others with a weapon, then you should be able to own a weapon. So maybe in that case, with that individual, maybe maybe a psychologist would not have given them authorized those licenses, but
yeah.
who knows?
All right. Well, to I just want to thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I
Just
enjoyed it.
like I said earlier, I just wanted to do this because I am not wholly educated on the whole mental health awareness or mental health problem in general. Just more little spicks and specks of it here and there. So thank you for your education, and um, I'm always willing to sit down and have an intelligent conversation with a decent human being, whether we agree on things or not. So
I appreciate that. Thank you, Frank. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the content that's on your channel and to seeing
thank
more content from you. So, yeah, anytime, anytime. And particularly with mental health is a huge issue for me, obviously, and I want to do more advocacy in that department. So, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, thank you
definitely.
very much for having me on. You're a great guy, and yeah, I look forward to the future.
Thank you. Yeah, you too. Yeah, maybe we can work together in something in the future.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, man. Take care.
No problem.
See you.
Peace out.
Bye. All right. So that was Rob. Rob Parks, y'all. Yeah, that was fun. So, to be kind of honest, I'm a little bit of a dumbass where this is concerned. Um, like I told the guy, I've struggled with depression. This is my first time that I've ever like came out and said it. it's uh, it's a little liberating, I must say. Um, so I I and I said earlier that this whole idea was brought to me by Jessie Tintu. Go check her out. She is one of the best out there right now. She's doing good work, and she deserves every subscriber she can get. There we go. So yeah, we got 3 people watching. I'm an hour in, we got 3 people watching, and nobody has a question? Really? Alright. Um, Mario says agree. Agree with what? That what? What? I'm a I'm a dumbass? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, no. Alright, so this looks like a good place to end it. There's not too much going on. So, to the people that watch this in the future, please just think about other people and think about, um, especially if you have a family, you have children, um, think about them. Think about how your actions can hurt them. Uh, that's, I think that's my most powerful. Oh, Mario, you just arrived. Well, welcome. You did. I saw you pop in a little while back, and I typed. I'm sorry. But yeah, it seems like a good place to end it. And um, like I said, to the people who watch in the future, just do right by the people you love. And, if you know anybody who's struggling with mental health issues, or if you know anybody who's struggling with suicide or um, anything, just help them. Tell them how to reach out to their nearest um, doctor or educator or a hotline or whatever. Um, oh, Mario says he agrees that Jesse is a great content creator. Yes, I'm sorry. No, I was just joking with you there. I was just joking with you there. Sometimes I try to be silly. Limey, you're here. What happened, man? You missed the whole show. No, it was good. It was good. Um, it, if you want, uh, jump on in and I'll bring you in. Maybe we can talk for a little bit. Um, but yeah, I was just saying, just try to do right by your people, man. Especially the people that you love. I just lost my father in 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 March, and the last time I saw him was in anger, and I beat myself up bad about that for a good month, and it's yeah, it's kind of crazy. Oh, hey, Limey, you want to come in or not? Mario says sorry to hear that. Thank you, seriously, thank you. I hate these awkward silences. You never know what to say. Never know what to say in these awkward silences. Um, let's see. Let's do a little Google search here. Just for fun and see what comes up. So this is a oh, never mind. That's not what I thought it was. Yeah, that's not what it was. Go away, go away. Limey says be there in a sec. Copy that. I'll just hang out here all alone till you get here. No, it's okay. I got Mario with me. I got Tiny Captain with me. We're good. And if anybody actually, oh, here we go. There he is. There's
Hey,
the
what's
man.
up, buddy? Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
it took me a minute to get situated.
no worries. I actually just had a really nice discussion with Rob Parks.
Oh, cool.
Have you met him before?
Yeah. We've chatted. I think I
Yeah,
don't know, like not in person, but yeah, no, definitely chatted to Rob Parks before.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
yeah. It was a nice conversation. I because
Mm.
like
Yeah,
on your show
I
last night,
mixed
Jesse
up.
had brought up that it was Mental Health Awareness Month, so that's what gave me the whole idea to do this thing. To discuss,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not so educated on all of that. I know I've struggled with some things like depression or whatnot, um,
Mm.
but I've never I've never been officially diagnosed or medicated for it or anything. I mean, I was when I was a child, but um,
Yeah,
I was 13, and doctors just scared me ever since. But yeah, no, we
yeah.
had a good. Go ahead, go ahead.
I didn't get like an official diagnosis. I think until my 20s, and then that diagnosis still changes. Just bear with me. I'm trying to load up, and so I can pop the chat window out and put it here so that I can try to look
You know what?
directly forward.
Really bad is I just learned how to do that.
Yeah, I didn't know for the longest time that I could pop the chat out separate and then move it to where I want it, which is
After,
fucking it's epic. It's made so many things so much easier now.
oh man, yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Hey
I,
Mario, I just seen him say hello in the chat as well. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's because there's such a major stigma with it all as well, isn't there? And it can be it can be very hard to. I don't know. I mean, it can be frustrating anyway because, like, I think like I went through a stage where I didn't think anything was wrong or didn't want to believe anything was wrong, and then I think once like that was more when I was a kid, and I think my mum wanted me to see a therapist, um, but then like I think once I got a bit older, and greatest thing I ever did was start to start looking into it.
yeah,
But like so now, like now I'm sort of I'm frustrated because I know that like you can't ever get like the perfect diagnosis, because normally like you'll have things from loads of different diagnoses that apply to you. um but I'd like them to give me as best a diagnosis as possible. Just I don't know, because I like part of me feels I need a name attached to it to be able to deal with it better, I think,
right, right.
and stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
I
Oh,
just
it's
right
always just
before
lots
you
of
got
fun.
here, right
Huh?
before you got here, I was just saying that I back in March I lost my dad, and then I
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
no worries, it's okay, it happens. We all lose our parents eventually.
Well,
Um,
yeah, but God,
but
it's
uh,
it's
the
fresh.
last time I saw him physically, it was in anger. I was angry with him today,
Hmm.
and that was the last time I saw my dad. And that's from that whole month after his funeral, it's something that really just beat me up. And that's kind of
Yeah.
the whole inspiration behind making this stream tonight. And even if we don't having that many people that are watching now, I hope
Hmm.
more people see it in the future, and maybe I don't know. I drop the occasional nugget, and when knowledge is dropped, I do indeed pick it up, as you do.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth doing, because yeah, people can always refer back to it.
Right.
Um, yeah, and it is definitely very important. We have, like so I've been looking up a bit of the stuff like today, when I was looking for stuff to do for the thumbnail. And because over here it's it's Mental Awareness Week, you know, which is this week. But you guys do like the whole month, don't you, for May?
Yeah, that I've
Which is awesome. You know, I think that's fantastic, because it should, you know, it needs to be talked about a lot more, doesn't it? You know,
yeah. Yeah,
like
it's
to remove the stigma.
I believe it is for the whole month. Yeah.
Yeah. For you guys, it's for the month. For us, like it's the 10th through the 16th.
Um, I just had the web page open for that, but I lost it. Anyways, yeah, it's just something I wanted to talk about. I didn't have anything else to do tonight, and I figured, if
Yeah, it might as well. You know, like it's always good. Yeah. For us, it's just the week. I'm looking at it now, so it's kind of weird, but
no,
yeah.
it is what it is. I probably made it a little bit more serious than I had to, but you know, it is what it is. It was a serious subject, and
Mhm,
I didn't want to make it seem like I was being um dissensitive to people who
mhm.
who are suffering. I don't want it to seem that way at all. I'm just ignorant on it. That, that's my only thing.
I think we all are
We're
to a
ignorant on
degree, and yeah. I mean, we can always learn more about something, you know.
yeah.
No, it's a good thing to do. I know. I was talking to Jesse about doing a mental health awareness stream as well. So I
Yeah.
have to see what's going on, and
Hey,
you know,
Mr. 32.
try and get the group together and that, you know. So hey, Mr. 42, he pops up everywhere. He
No,
stalks me, you know, like yeah,
he always tells me he gets accused of that.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna share
Mr.
this out quick, see if we can get some extra people,
Cool. Right on.
you
That's
know,
that's what
get
they
it up
do about
there and that.
awareness.
Unless I don't know, like, well, how long did you want to do this for?
I was maybe going to. Actually, I was going to be done by now, but I've got time to hang out.
All right,
I need to take a little break.
yeah, yeah, if you want, mate. You know, I mean, I don't know. I can hold the fort if you need to go do something or whatever.
Yeah. Would you mind for just a few minutes? Like,
No, I don't mind, man. I'll chat nonsense to Mario and Mr. 42 for a bit. That's fine.
yeah.
If you
Everybody,
need to go, take a Riley.
I am going to go take a Riley, and then y'all hang out with this beautiful gentleman right here.
All right, see you in a minute. Oh, so yeah, it's Mr. 42. It's just I only just jumped on, but you know, Frank wanted to do something about mental health. Well, over there it's mental health awareness month, which is awesome. So, and yeah, I think he had Rob from RobWorld on earlier as well. I'm just gonna quickly share the stream out a bit and just see if anyone wants to jump in. What's going on with you guys? Any I don't know, anything that this whole mental awareness month brings to mind? You know, any personal stories you guys want to share, or things that you've been dealing with? Hey Jasper, how are you, mate? Oh, sweet. Thank you, Mario, for posting it on his Discord. I'm just sticking it in mine at the moment as well. And so yeah, I don't know. Nothing.
All right. So what I missed?
Not much really. just asking the chat if there was
Hey,
anything that this whole month brings to mind. Don't forget to turn your camera back on
oh yeah,
because I can't see you at the moment.
I didn't want to do that on camera, honestly.
That's all right. So yeah, I'm just running through the Discords and sharing the link. I mean, don't have to keep doing it for too long or whatever, but
Thank you for doing all that. Thank you. Everybody, I want to give Limey big credit because he's the one who made my thumbnail today. I was going
no,
crazy
that's no
this
big
morning
thing.
because I had the idea to do this, and then I hit him up, and I'm like, man, I don't know how. I don't know what I'm doing. So he's the one who made the thumbnail. My daughter Sierra took the photograph. So none of that was on me. All of that was on Limey and my daughter
It's no
Sierra.
big thing, man. Not to worry.
Thank you.
I quite enjoy making thumbnails and that.
Let's see. Oh,
I think my
Mario
favorite was still turning Nathan Thompson into the space turtle that carries flat Earth. That was my favorite thumbnail, I think.
I did. I think I did see that one.
Yeah,
Maybe that
good.
was just a regular picture of the space turtle. I don't know. That's that man. That's a wild one. All right, that's fun. That's like when you hear the story, of the four pillars. Like, what's holding those pillars?
Who built the pillars?
Yeah. I mean, what foundation are those pillars resting?
Some space laborer. I don't know.
Mr. 42 says, "I don't suffer from craziness.
He owns every minute." Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad to Mario says he hasn't had mental health issues. Is a good thing, and Jasper's fine apart from all that is, which is the world, everything going on in the world today is definitely a bit of a fuck up in it. But yeah, definitely, I think a lot of it is to just take what we have and try to just go with it. A lot of all right. I've shared that now. A lot of it can be pushed towards, like decent things. I think, like there's creativeness to be found in it sometimes, and hey, Tony Captain.
I didn't want to by reading, so yeah, but Mr. 42 taught me how to do that.
Nah. I accidentally did it yesterday, and yeah, that's it. See, I completely forgot that I can watch the comments in the StreamYard window. Yesterday was my first time using StreamYard, and definitely I need to learn a bit more. What I'd like to know is can you use OBS inside of StreamYard?
There is a way, there is a way, but I don't know how to do it. When I try to, it's all wonky, and so I just
probably have to do share your screen, and then I don't know, just somehow have the OBS as the thing it's pulling from.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna look that up though, but that'll be something because like with OBS, then you can run like your intros and you can add other stuff, and
eventually I'm gonna have to make some kind of an intro,
Yeah, I don't know. I just pieced together like I just wanted something short and punchy. I don't know. It's not very good. It's just the little lightning idiot and the with the name. I mean,
that's cool.
I think I need to get more creative.
I was trying to get my son. He's fancies himself a bit of an artist. I was trying to get him to draw me up a logo. I was looking for FBF with kind of, then I can put one of my Bitmojis in one of the B and kind of look through it. So I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I made that one up. I changed my avatar this morning, and it's a Bitmoji one that has like a thinking face.
where can I see your avatar? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So, how did you do? How did you like? Or did you just make? Did you just make the little avatar dude in something?
Yeah, my phone. Yeah, do you have iPhone or Android?
And I'm Android.
Yeah, if you download the Bitmoji from the Play Store,
Huh.
you can use those Bitmojis in your text messages, and there are all kinds of cool little stickers and stuff you can use. Tiny
That's
Captain says
sweet.
it's a nice avatar. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's what
Yeah,
I was.
that is really cool. I'm just gonna type that in so that I can download it later.
Mario said he
Bitmoji.
shared in
All right,
Jetsons and
sweet.
John Webb's Discord as well. Thank you very much. Those are both people I respect greatly.
Yeah,
J-
definitely.
J.L. Warren, I reached out to him actually. I know we're kind of going off topic now a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, but we're a little late into this thing. I think I covered what I wanted to cover. Anybody that's hanging around this long are true fans, and thank you for being here. But I left a comment on JL's on one of his shorts, and he said that he'd come on and talk to me. So that was pretty cool too. And then he subscribed to my channel. So I was like, man,
That's awesome.
that's like one of my favorites right there. Actually, subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, he's awesome. I like JL. I like his little. What does he call? Does he just call them shop shorts or shop
Shop
thoughts or? Yeah,
Shop thoughts. That's what they
they're
are.
brilliant. Definitely.
Yeah.
I've put you into who's it? Well, we've got done Copper Wasps as well and MC Tunes. But I have trouble. I don't know. Like I don't like using Discord on the PC because
I uninstalled it.
like I've got it shows you all the icons of all the Discord groups that you're in on the left.
Right.
It doesn't have a bar or anything for me to scroll those up and down, right? So all the ones that are off screen, like to try and get to them, I have to like click wildly, like just to like keep clicking it, and then eventually it will let me start moving it with the arrow keys. But then then it just went right back to the fucking top of the list again.
I had to uninstall it off of my PC because it kept sending me notifications, even though I turned off notifications and closed the program. It's still every like 15 seconds it was going in my ear.
Yeah, I've muted almost every channel now, and then like just periodically, well, certain ones I'll mute everything except like the when it's going to be like a new YouTube video or whatever. But then the rest, like I'll just go in periodically and look for the little red number, because otherwise, like you say, it's just fucking like notification after notification. It feels quite intrusive.
It is a little overwhelming. Just since I've been on here, just on Irish Demons alone, 17 notifications. Just on just from people having conversations on his Discord. That's crazy.
Ah, shit! I just did that one twice. Sorry, I am listening. I'm also trying to fix this thing.
Good. I was actually trying to let's see if I can change my background live. Can I do that? Can I go back to this? Oh, look at that! Oh shit, it works. I'm in Brick City. What up? Yeah,
That's cool.
That's pretty neat.
I need to get myself a green screen. Not I'm exactly sure where I'd friggin'
I'm as posh as
use it.
Look at that. Ah.
I know, you're living it large, see? That's why you can't trust these people that are just sitting there, and going, well, with my successful business plan, it got me all of this.
Right. No, this is totally
Fucking,
fake. I'm sitting in the basement of a house that was built in 1927. So yeah.
damn right.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's very rude for me to be smoking
Is
on.
that Jasper saying it's scrolling with the mouse wheel? See, that's the thing is like as well. I need to start using my mouse. I need to
Okay.
get. I could
I
I
think
could
he's
put
talking
a little
about.
mouse pad right there actually.
I think he was telling me when I was changing my background. Maybe I should.
Oh,
Isn't that what you were talking about, Jasper? When I was changing the background, does it look okay now? He says it's bloated. I don't know. It looks okay on my screen.
well, I think he might be talking about the old the side, the Discord groups bar.
Oh, I
Because I can't see him saying the background's bloated unless he's calling you fat. But
I have never had that problem. Oh, I wish I could. I was just having a conversation earlier with my son actually right before we got started about he was talking with one of his friends and he started high school football a few weeks back, so he's getting all beef caked up and everything.
Hmm.
And it's crazy because I eat like a horse, but my metabolism is so
Hmm.
high that I burn it off with all the activity that I do. I'm doing
Yeah.
really workouts.
I used to have that, and then I moved out to America, got a desk job, and ate my way up about 5 stone. So about, I don't know, what's that? 70? No, God, I can't do math. About 70 fucking, yeah, 70 pounds, I think I put on in the States.
I got
Mario, that would actually be awesome. You're in my Discord, aren't you, Mario? If you are, can you message me on Discord? And that would be really, really awesome of you. I need to type in. Mr. 42 gave me. He linked me with this code, like Python code or whatever I can put in, and then the program will remove the background. But I haven't got around to installing Python and coding it. I need to do that, but I don't know. I procrastinate on things, and then I don't know. Like my mind changes direction all the time, and that's why, like I can't sit still, and I have trouble like always looking at one thing, and I don't know. But that's me. That's what gives me such an awesome personality, because there's so many different personalities that live in there, and you never know which one you're gonna get. Really, it's good.
Mario says JL is moving, very busy at the time he believes. Yeah, that's okay. I would totally work on his time. Tiny Cap says 1927. That is a modern house compared with mine. Mario says I could teach you to do now. Oh, you read that one?
Yeah.
Jasper. Yep, I was talking about the Discord sidebar. Okay, good.
Mm.
No, but I can DM you. I'd be famous.
Save illegal.
Lord,
Save illegal's been here several minutes waiting for the segment to start and just realized this is the live stream. Hello, everyone.
Save illegal.
Yeah, I came in late as well. Save illegal. No. I think I've already been here about 20 minutes. But I think you just like me missed most of the talk about it, so now it's kind of just a hangout. I'm gonna have to watch the first hour back later to see what was going on.
It was a nice conversation with Rob. I mean, there was a couple points in there where it got kind of awkward and awkward silence or whatever. But you have that in live TV. So
definitely, and I think sometimes, because especially when you talk about stuff like this, and it's like a lot of the time it brings up, makes you start thinking about experiences and different things in life that have happened that may have contributed to some of it, or may have happened because of some of your mental health issues or whatever. And like sometimes, I don't know, anytime I've had like a mental health chat with someone, whether it's talking about my issues or theirs, there always seems to be a point where one of you will say something, and the one listening, that you can't think of what to say back, because it's like, I don't know, some certain things, like everyone has something in their life where if you told that to someone, you would stun them to silence for a moment. I think,
Yeah, I've got
like it
several
just.
stories like that. But yeah, that was kind of the whole thing was, that's where the awkwardness came from was I was
Mm,
trying to be very careful on how I picked my words
hmm
because I didn't like I said, I was ignorant or not was, but I am ignorant pretty much to this whole mental health situation in general. I mean, like I said, I know I've struggled with it in my
hmm
life, but I've never been properly diagnosed. I haven't been on any types of medication. I tried Zoloft once 15
hmm
years ago. It didn't work for me, so I just kind of have lived with it. So I'm ignorant about it, and so I just want to be careful to not offend anybody by saying something uneducated and stupid.
mm.
So I'm
No, that's
trying to be
fair.
careful.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. Like, and again, because like I don't think everyone should be medicated. I think, yeah, I think, I don't know, like there's that is that fine line, I think, between, when you should and shouldn't. Like with my, I think I said on last night's stream, like with my stepdaughter, like she became a completely different person when we, like tried the ADHD medication, and she just turned into a zombie, and no kid should be like that. So yeah, like in her case, definitely not. And I think as she's grown up, it seems like she's sort of got a handle on it, and able to do pretty well. Me, I definitely, I wouldn't function without my meds. But then that's the same thing as well. It's like it's a lot of stress going through. Like since I got diagnosed, I mean, God, I couldn't count all the meds I've been on with two hands. And like because they'll try you on it, and then they'll boost the dose, and then it won't, and then they change it. Sometimes it does work, but then eventually it stops working or doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they'll put you back on something that you were on before, because it might work differently with one of the new meds that you're taking. And so it's like a constant change. It's I don't know.
No,
it,
the
it,
meds
it can
scare
throw
me
you
too
for a
because
loop.
I have a very addictive personality,
Yeah,
and
me too.
that's how I got. You were mentioning last night, and I'm sorry if I'm rehashing anything bad, but you were mentioning
No, that's all right, man.
that you had tried heroin for your first time after your wife had passed, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, Now see, I was a little different, but kind of the same. I broke my leg really bad when I was 16 years old in a motorcycle accident, and
Mm,
I was prescribed Percocet for that. And for 10 weeks, I was in a leg brace. But after I got better and I didn't need the medication anymore, I didn't stop taking it. And
mm,
that is the problem. That's what scares me is because of, I mean, I know I should, I know I need help with sleep and anxiety and stuff like
mm.
that. But it's scary to me to go to the doctor. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of have to, like, I don't know, like you have to kind of be like, you have to sort of be honest with the doctor, and let them know. And like, me, like it's probably because I'm on morphine for my back, and that's probably not a good idea. Like I am worried about when they decide to take me off it, once like, well, hopefully after the surgery, because, like I've been off it before, and I can't function. I'm in agony, but because I've been on the heroin before, and like heroin is basically the same as the morphine in it, and so like it makes me think, it does worry me, like that it may be, it may become a temptation again, like when they end up weaning me off that. But I mean, I got clean before all this, and then so like a lot of it, you don't want to doubt yourself but it's good to be cautious about it. It's good to know, that you've got an addictive personality, and that definitely helps. Yeah, Sable Eagle, says that the different person thing would bother them as well. But yeah, it's like in America, I think I really do think they over medicate, people. I
Definitely.
think so it's important to research stuff as well, and maybe see a couple different doctors before you go on a medication. But like all the ones I'm on now, like, I mean, I'm a different person because I can function like normally, but like people wouldn't like me when I'm not on my meds, It's like it gets pretty hairy. So
Says he works as a captain, crossing oceans on all sorts of vessels. Um, no knowledge about the hidden problems of the vessel with a crew that also sees it for the first time. So I'm completely normal. Okay.
yeah, I talk to Tiny Captain quite a lot, and there's no normal there.
Yeah,
No normal.
but seriously though, I've been a big fan of Deadliest Catch for years, and I can't imagine what those guys go through on those boats.
Mm.
But the amount of money they make in the short amount of time they do, they can move.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like that always interested me as well. But then, like you've got your off seasons, don't you, sort of thing. So I think you might make a boatload of money in a sort of amount of time, but then you've got to spread it out over the time when you don't make it. But then at the same time, while you're out at sea, you're not wasting money, I guess.
Well, other than fuel and food and all that, but I guess I don't know, most of them pay
Mm.
before they ever leave. Um,
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I'm really, guys, I'm really trying to get better at paying attention to the chat and answering people and being more engaging. My first live stream ever, I got a tweet from I cannot remember the user's name. I wish I did. She seems like a very nice person. However, she said that I should be more engaging with
Mm.
that, which is very true. I need to do that. So I am
It's
working on that.
yeah, it can be tough. I completely was shit with the chat last night, but then I was quite hammered. But yeah, it is, and I think that's why, like, when you see like some of these channels like that are getting like much bigger and bigger, they've got like moderators that help handle the chat with them, sort of thing.
Right.
But yeah, it is tough, but I think I don't know.
Yeah,
Towards the end, towards the end, I wasn't seeing any. I wasn't seeing any chat. I was quite, But
yeah, I was
Tiny Captain, Tiny Captain was my donator that donated to me last night on
yeah,
PayPal.
told me that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I found that out again in the end
He
when I was
invited
sober.
me to his Discord right afterwards and said,
Yeah,
"Hey, I was that guy." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah.
that's pretty cool."
And I should have remembered the name because of I can't say it on a live stream. Actually, I'll tell you in Discord.
Yeah, I got his name in that.
But yeah,
I won't say.
there's there's a
Tiny
reason
Papa, what
why
kind
I
of
should have
vessel do
remembered his name.
what kind of vessel do you are you on? I'm interested. As a former former naval man of sorts, I wanted to be in the Navy. I was in what we have in ROTC here in the U.S. It's a 4 to 6 year program you can take, and I spent about 6 months in Gulf of Mexico on a naval battleship. So I'd like to know
Nice.
what kind of boat you captain? Ship, vessel. I'm sorry, those are all three very different.
He, um, he yeah, it's not always the same ship. I don't think, is it?
And no, that's what I was saying. They're all very three. You know,
Yeah.
a boat, a vessel, and a ship are all three very different things. Mr. 42
Mm.
says he called him Tiny Barman on accident. That's okay. I'm sure he'll forgive you.
Yeah, it's well, I guess actually, yeah, as long as I don't mention names. So yeah, the reason I should have known that it was Tiny Captain was because I'm helping do like a secret fundraiser for a certain person that I can't name.
Fair enough.
And yeah, I can't really give many details out, but I'll let you know in the Discord.
Cool.
But because Tiny Captain is a part of that and you know whatnot, that's why I should have known.
All that floats mostly tugs is what he said. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. And like, he must see a lot of cool stuff in those books.
Yeah, you can't beat a good tug, you know. It
Especially
definitely
if you
helps
wait
with my
around for
mental
it, doesn't
health as well. Oh dear.
That they all
Oh.
float down here. Oh,
Hmm.
you see, you just look behind you, and I had this. I don't know why, but I just pictured Mister 42 there for just a second.
You know, sometimes he does pop in and whisper in my ear. It's just weird. It is weird. Give me 2 seconds though, because I just realized that I'm an hour and a half past taking my meds. 2
Sure.
minutes.
Take your time. All right, I'll try to keep it going here by myself. Now, I like the It reference. Mister 42, what was your favorite? Did you like the early version of it or the newer one? I'm interested. Which do you prefer? Um, I like I like the old one. You know, even though it was cheesy and campy, those are the kind of movies I like. I dig those old school horror movies with the terrible special effects. Um, I just love that kind of stuff. Say Weagle says I like the book. No, the book was good too. When I was
What
young, my
what
mother
film were you talking about?
we were talking about it,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, no, the book was good too. But when I was younger, my mom made me read Pet Cemetery, and I'm glad that she did. Those are one of two books that she made me read. One was Pet Cemetery, and the other one was Jurassic Park. Yeah, I'm glad that.
See, like Stephen King's books are, I mean, they can be a mission to read, can't they? But they are awesome. And um like sometimes they're completely like his book of Cujo had a completely different ending, you know, like the film changed the ending. But yeah, his stuff's awesome. Did you know that he wrote The Running Man, you know, which eventually the Arnold Schwarzenegger film was based on?
I did know.
He wrote that under the pseudonym Richard Buckman, and he wrote a few books as this guy, and there's some really good books. There's like Rage, The Long Walk, Running Man. I think there was another one or two, but
42, check your Twitter inbox. But no, you're right. A Stephen King book, man, that is some work to get through one of those.
yeah, yeah. Some of them are pretty well. Most of them are fucking just epically long, aren't they?
Yeah. Hey, we have another guest. Everybody, welcome your favorite, Mr. 42.
And with that, I'll see you later. No, I was kidding. Good to see you, buddy.
What the fuck, dude?
How's it going? I know it's a shit show. It is what it is.
Yeah, gotta have a laugh, man. Gotta have a
It's
laugh.
just
Of
having
course, of
fun.
course.
Oh, let me just.
About the Running Man, the book was a totally different story.
It was, but it was the concept, wasn't it, that was there? Like,
Yeah, but it's not really
but
comparable
very,
whatsoever.
very different. But did you read the one that always stuck in my mind? Because I had it was called the Buckman books. It was just one book that had I think it was four that he wrote, and one of them was called The Long Walk, and that one just sticks in my head because it was like I reckon it could kind of become an interesting movie. Like these I forget how far they have to walk. but it's a competition that I think's held like every year, and it's an obscene amount of walking. And you know, if they stop for more than a few seconds, they get shot.
Yeah.
There's
not a set distance in that book. It's just you keep running.
Oh, was it? It was just until one person
until there's one left.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was brilliant. I would love to see them try and make like a series, or a short series, mini series, or a film based off of The Long Walk. Definitely.
Yeah.
But yes, Mario, Green Mile, and Shawshank Redemption. Like, I mean, they're two of my favorite movies.
So here's a neat little anecdote. I live near the place where they filmed Shawshank.
Really?
I have been in that prison, several times.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
It's great that they all the stuff that Hollywood did there, they left it all behind. So the hole they cut in the wall that was behind the picture still there. Like, you can go to the spot and crawl through the hole that Tim Robbins crawled through. Like, that's pretty.
I hope you don't come out in a river of shit like he did.
No,
but that is that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've been in that prison several times. It's touted as one of the most haunted places in Ohio.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I go up there just for that, because it's good fun with the kids to scare them and to scare the wife.
Yeah, see, America knows how to do Halloween. Like, I went to, I think Michigan, it still had the largest indoor haunted house, was the House of Erebus. And, this thing, I remember, like, oh God, the queue went fucking for miles. It was ridiculous. Like, literally, the queue had to be a quarter of a mile long. But inside, it was 4 stories, like it was a 4-floor, massive square footage fucking haunted house. And oh my God, yeah, it's brilliant, and yeah, you guys definitely know. What's it? 3 miles per hour minimum speed. Last one alive went. Yes.
That could be it. It has been years ago since I lost Reddit, so I can't remember exactly.
Because I think, like, when they wanted to piss, they'd walk backwards so as not to. But then if they needed like a shite, basically, because it was that if you stopped moving, like an alarm thing would go or something, and you had like a matter of seconds or something. So like one of the kids in it had to like stop shit and then just keep, and quickly get up and keep going, But yeah, I think it was like 3 miles per hour minimum. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I have not read it in years.
Prison several times.
Hey, did you guys notice yesterday in the chats that Renty was asking for voice actors for something? People doing some voice work, little thing. So
Really?
I reacted on that, and he sent me what to do today. The result was that my wife was asking if I have become crazy because I was screaming into an empty room.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I wish drunk me had noticed. I'd love to do voice work.
Well, you can still send him a message. He needs about 20 people, he said.
Is he? What is he on? Is he on?
What was that name he was under last night?
Shit. Almost Unbelievable.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Thank you very much for that, Mario. How to create a virtual green screen for free using Zoom, OBS, and
he's using the Zoom method. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I looked
Actually,
that
I'm
way
doing this right
before, but that's what I could do, couldn't I? I could just Skype call myself and record that. I don't know.
That's what you do when you have no friends.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I can overlay. Nah, let's not do that.
Yeah, it looks weird. It looks very, very weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, he must. Okay, Mario was saying he didn't know about Ranch's other channel.
Oh.
Yeah, I was pretty excited.
Yeah, I know. Ranty uses Almost Unbelievable Saber Legal on there. Is
Oh, it's Ranty and Cats.
Yeah. Almost Unbelievable's Ranty and Cats. That's their podcast.
But when you see them logged into a chat or something, it's usually Renty because Cats has other channels mostly. He logs in on there.
He's got Baldy Cats, Conspiracy Cats, and he's definitely got some multiple personalities, I think, going on there. You know, he'd be interested in it. And again, dude, that was so cool that you got him on your stream and let me and Mr. 42 join, because that it's just awesome chatting to someone that you hold in such high regard.
Oh, but I understand you, but I speak with him every week already.
Well, bollocks to you. That's because you know German.
You bragger.
That is absolutely the reason,
Oh dear. How did you get in touch with Renty? Is he on Discord?
No, but I just tracked down his email address from the Almost Unbelievable channel.
Oh, is it on the? Okay. Yeah, I might shoot him.
I sent him an email and he replied to me in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I might do that. Because that'd be a good way to boost our channels as well, I think. Isn't it?
Well, I'm not sure what he's gonna do with it.
Here you go. Look at this one.
On Bob the Science Guy's Discord server. I don't think I'm on Bob the Science Guy's Discord yet.
Sable, send us an invite link, please.
That's a good call,
because I am not on it either.
We could probably grab it from his YouTube, but that sounds like a lot of work.
Mario, apparently Renty needs some real screaming. So if you're up to it, send him a message.
Oh, is it just screaming?
No, it's not screaming, but he is basically... let me try to say this without spoiling too much.
Because if I start yelling, like when I'm on my own in my room, my mum might have me sectioned, which is English for committed.
Yeah, well, that's basically what my wife almost did.
Although I've always wanted one of them coats that makes you hug yourself. They look very self-soothing.
They're coming to take me away, haha.
Yeah. Or those nice comfy walls. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be good.
And we're back on the subject.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. You can never stay away from mental health for too long, when you're mental.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Yeah, it started out a lot more serious, and
Frank, can you make us the layout in a square? I don't want to in Flurf mode.
Oh yeah.
I like the tiny captain. Cats has 9 of them. All cats do. That's awesome.
Okay, Frank.
Yeah, but we don't know how many have already been killed off out of his 9 original live / personalities. Maybe Baldy and Conspiracy are the only 2 left. We might have already lost Sleepy, Grumpy, Dopey, and the other ones.
Don't say Sleepy, please.
Oh yeah, no Sleepy. Oh dear, no Sleepy.
Hey,
I tell you what, you've got a fucking lovely piano, Frank. That is beautiful.
Isn't that?
Yeah. Why don't you go play us a little something?
Hey, let me just do.
Oh dear. Dude, if you'd done that and suddenly musical notes had started playing, that would have been epic. That would have been epic.
Sound card here. I totally could have done that. I don't know why I didn't.
No, that's cool. That's cool. And Mr. 42 is back in your other room.
Yes, yeah. There's just, I don't know. I like that idea. I just feel like it's too much going on. But I like the idea. I need more wall space is what I need. When the wife and I finally buy a house, I'm actually going to have a proper barn where I can build myself a proper studio.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Definitely. Well, God, yeah. My room's fucking tiny.
I wanted to ask you guys, because I didn't get a chance to bring it up yesterday, but what did everybody think of Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live? I think
I kind of hate him this week.
I didn't actually get to watch that yet.
Oh, if you watch his monologue, I think he did. I think he did really well. and it was the funniest SNL that I've seen in over 20 years, since Robert
Yeah,
Sanders' days, since Adam Sandler's days. Like, it was a good one. There's a
really. I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, it was a good one. There was a one bit in there that people were all worked up about. It was a Gen Z bit where Elon was playing like a doctor, and he's talking to these Gen Z kids, and then he has to unfortunately tell them their mother passed away or something, but it's not really their mother, it's their best friend, and I don't know. It's comedy, right? It's comedy, but people are all in arms about it, and a beautiful mind. Thank you. I do.
I
Is
don't know why.
But yeah, no, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. When you check it out, you have to let me know what you thought.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Tiny Captain, for Discord messaging me the Bob the Science Guy
I'm
Discord.
on there now.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Sable.
That's good.
Definitely worth watching back MC Toon's stream with Ranty versus Brian's Logic. I did watch that stream.
That was epic.
His one with Skeptic Dank and Austin Whitsitt. Yeah, that's I've seen that.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah,
There's just so much to try and keep up with, isn't it? Like,
it really
literally, like when we were talking about books earlier, it just made me think, well, I haven't read for ages and I barely watch any television anymore, because between trying to keep up with YouTube and make content, and I don't know, it really does take up a lot of time. Like the people that do a full-time job and manage to start successful YouTube channels, my fucking hat's off to them, because I don't think I could do it.
I wanted to read a book, so my wife bought me one. It's an Asimov one, but it's in German, so that's kind of too advanced for me at the moment to read. And it's really big. It's huge.
Don't you? I thought you spoke like at least three languages, don't you?
Yeah, I speak 3 languages, and one of them is German, but not on that level.
Oh,
What's
your native language was Dutch, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
And I didn't speak any German whatsoever until I moved here 5.5 years ago.
Mm. Is your wife German, or like?
No, she is Russian.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So in 5 years you can learn a lot of German. You can go to the shop. You can have normal conversation with people, and you can call the customer service. But Asimov is a few steps higher, I would say.
You should give it a go. You'll probably be fluent in German by the time you're done with it.
Yeah,
probably.
Isaac Asimov, so him and Carl Sagan, all people I looked up to.
Oh, Jasper's actually German. Nice.
Yeah, he says so.
I'm about half or 35% German.
I wish I'd I wish I'd learn a language, like another language. Really, it'd be cool to speak. When I even like after I lived in Germany for like a year when I was a kid, but I was very young and I don't remember learning much German at all, I think, besides like Bitte and Dankeschön. But I got to go visit Germany for a month when I was like 13, and like my dad was working out there at the time. This was after my parents were divorced, so I was living with my mum still. And one of my stepmom's friends, like they were from England, and their son was 12, I think. He was a year younger than me. And because they'd moved out here to live, he was like completely fluent in German as well as English, obviously. And I just thought that was so fucking cool. He basically speaks German all day at school and then just speaks English with his mum, sort of thing. But
so I was telling you guys, I've said several times about how my grandpa worked on rocket engines and jet engines and stuff. I found his old war photos. Check that out.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
That's a B-52 engine right there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, both my granddads were in the Navy.
That's him.
I don't have any pictures.
He was in Germany.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's there we go. It's a little better.
Mm.
That's him when he was in Germany. My autofocus is not working for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna do a whole thing to tell my grandma come from Copenhagen, Denmark.
Mm.
Born and raised there. She, captured at 9 years old by the SS. She was
Damn.
yes. She escaped. I didn't find out till later in life, but before she came back to the United States, she would like she was like the Peter Quill of the 1940s. You know, she was
Oh,
like the kid who could get into tight spaces to deliver messages.
okay.
She would deliver messages hidden in papers to families that were hiding, saying we're going to move at this time, or we're going to do this and this and this,
Mm.
make an attack, we're going to do whatever. So like she was the one who would take around these messages and deliver them to people at 9, 10, 11 years old.
Damn.
And I didn't learn all this till after she passed, but I really wish I could.
Oh.
She would have been around more to pick her brain about it.
Oh, that's cool though. Like, just wow.
Yeah.
It is like, when you think of what people went through, with all that, and especially when they were, young kids, like, God, that must have been terrifying for her, but she still did it because she, knew how important it was, I guess,
It was
but
all
that's a
accurate.
lot for a kid to take on,
Oh yeah, and we all just chalked her up as being a grumpy old lady when we were younger.
Mhm.
She was just grumpy old grandma who hates stupid Americans. Yeah, stupid Americans. She would always say in her Danish accent. You know, but I wish, like I said, I wish I had learned more about her before she passed and had those conversations with her. It would have been.
Mm. Yeah, that'd be cool, right, to share their story. Definitely, I think.
I'm trying to read some of the stuff here. Miss Fortune, A Beautiful Mind. That's a good movie. Monologue. Okay, Warrior Great. Rain Man. I'm actually here. Okay, you got that one. Splice. It's all kinds of unhealthy. Yeah, that's a weird movie. Splice. Have you seen that one, Limey?
I have not seen that in a long time.
That is
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, yeah. I think I should watch it again too.
It's like that. Oh God, what was the other one? The Spice kind of Mimic. Spice
Yeah,
kind of reminds me of the Mimic one.
yeah.
I think
Splice
but
was the McElroy one, right? The
I think so.
Yeah, where he, yeah, where he played like 19 different characters.
No, that's Split.
Split.
That's it. Yeah, no, Spice is she's like, I don't know, I can't remember. God, it's been years. Like, was she part alien, or was she genetically made, or
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, I think I had
can't remember.
Henstridge. I think was the
Yeah, I can't remember what she was. I think she was genetically created.
Yeah, she was half alien, half human. Yeah, that was a good movie. I am gonna have to rewatch that again now that I remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to as well. I need to see if it's on Prime. Oh, I'm gonna have to shoot in a couple minutes, and that's getting a bit late for me here.
We've been going for well over, or not well over, but just over 2 hours here. So we can start it off.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that fucking that mine ended up going for like 3 hours and 40 something minutes, and then my fucking laptop died right at the end.
It was perfect because it seems seamless almost.
Yeah, it seamlessly died.
Spoiler alert incoming. Look out. I don't know what's about to pop up.
He's gonna ruin the whole movie. Don't stop reading the comments.
Stop reading it, don't look.
Yeah.
I said one thing.
You know what? I'm gonna
not you. I'm talking about Mario.
Oh, okay.
Everybody who hasn't seen it yet, if you don't stop.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Spice it. Okay.
Mm.
All right. I was getting.
We can hear Mr. 42, but we can't see him.
Here I am.
Oh, there he is. He's got no background.
No, the light's off.
He's just in. Oh, okay.
I think Frank is saving some money, so he turned off the lights in his studio.
Nice. Oh dear.
I got. I
All right.
definitely
Well,
have
yeah, I got to shoot anyway.
What is the Species? That's the other name of the movie I was talking about. Species. The one with,
Yes, that's it.
yeah,
That's the
But
one I was thinking of, not Mimic.
yeah.
that's
Mimic
definitely
was the
about
one
aliens.
with the other one, but yeah, Species with that
That's
blonde
her
chick
name.
that's really fit.
Yes, she was always
Yeah.
my favorite. All right, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for everybody that came up and played along in the chat. Thank you for tolerating my ignorance in the beginning there, and I had a very nice conversation with Rob Johns, and I'm glad I got educated on the things that I did in that time. And that being said, you guys have a great night. Have been fun.
And you, man.
See you next time.
See you next
Cheers,
time.
mate.